What is good, everybody? Welcome back to the next video for Zenith Body here on YouTube. Now, one thing that I've done a video on in the past is gymnastics rings. I'm a huge fan of including them in any workout routine. I think they are a massively underrated piece of kit. And today I'm just going to recover one of my favourite products in that space from one of my good friends, Ben, who owns a company called Caliring. Has been designing and perfecting this bit of kit for a number of years now. I had the privilege of training with him in Portugal, and in terms of a one-stop shop for all your training needs, it really does cover a lot of good bases. And you're probably thinking, why? Well, one second.
Let's have the big reveal.
Bosh. I don't know if you can see this. So it's a gymnastics ring with a combined parallel. Now the absolutely wonderful thing about this is, right, I mean, not only this, I mean, it's got my own logo branded in there, Muscle, which was one of my old names. I still do use it, to be fair, but I've changed it to Zenith now. So branded with my logo, and the thickness, the feel, the quality is fantastic. Now, why is it so good? So you can see there's a slight pitch on the handle downwards. This makes loading the wrist a lot easier. Now, I'm not going to do any demonstrations today because I do have a bit of a injured shoulder.
I'm not saying it's not pussy, but that's like beyond pussy on
these for gymnastics related. So, midlife crisis, trying to throw myself around like I'm a kid.
You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Look.
You get broken a lot easier as you get older. Well, I digress. So, yeah, the pitched handle is incredibly comfortable on the wrist when you're loading, especially for like your press-ups, if you're trying to do advanced movements like planches, for example. It's a wonderful bit of kit to use. The quality and feel is amazing. All handmade, CNC on the machine and put together by hand. The finish is phenomenal. It's really comfy in the hand. It actually does give you another grip when using the ring vertical as well, or suspended. Now, this is the absolute single best thing about this bit of kit, right?
And here we go.
Right, so here's the ring. Just let me unfold the strap. This is probably one of the sweetest sounds of any bit of kit that you're ever going to hear, right? Let me just be clear at how good this sounds and how easy it is to use. So it comes with the straps. Now they're not like conventional straps. They loop through and you have to double loop the other end back through, and it's basically like a catch and release, and weighting onto the strap is what prevents it from then moving while it's in use. But I'll put this close to the microphone. So it's based on like a car seatbelt design, so it buckles in, right?
Gee, that's a sweet.
I will never forget such a sweet sound.
It just sounds incredible, and the weight that it can hold is phenomenal. I know Ben's tested it to the hundreds and hundreds of kilos. It is that secure. Jerking, landing, doing heavy weighted calisthenics on it. It is such a durable piece of kit. And not only this, the wonderful thing is then, to release, is you just pull the two levers in and it releases. It's so you don't need to unstrap the ring like you would with a conventional gymnastics ring to put it on the floor. But also with a conventional gymnastics ring, you can't use it as a parallel like this. It's absolutely sick, and it's been such a staple in my training because you can leave your straps set up at home. We're in a conventional gym, and swapping between exercises is as simple as that until you are done. And obviously, whether your session's over, or you tidy away at a gym, or you leave it suspended at home, it's a no-brainer. Now, coming back to why I'm such a fan of these bits of kit, I'm going to rest this down now because I've been playing about with it too much on camera. In my personal opinion, it is a one-stop shop in terms of a gym. You can train the whole body And the wonderful thing of the scalability with it is it's all based on leverage. So when we think of it making a movement easier on the floor, the more vertical you are, that is going to mean that the exercise is typically easier. So if you're doing like a press-ups and you are more perpendicular to the ground, the easier that movement is depending on your level, and then the more horizontal you get, the harder it's going to get. And obviously that reverses inversely if you're doing things free hanging with like going from rows to chin-ups or pull-ups. The rows, you obviously, the more vertical you are, it's going to be easier on the row. You get more horizontal in the row to make it harder. But then obviously when you get to more of your vertical pulling, that's going to be off the ground. They are a one-stop shop. You can train the whole body on it, and if anyone says you can't, you actually can. People are just lacking a bit of creativity when it comes to training and thinking that you have to use always weights or specific machines to hit areas of the body, and it's simply not true. Sometimes it is easier to have those bits of kit available to you, but if you are on a budget, if you like training at home, if you're in gyms that aren't particularly well equipped, these are a great solution, especially if you're traveling and working and traveling around, working away. You stop in different gyms or in hotel gyms and they've not got the best bit of kit. That is a gym. They are a phenomenal bit of kit, and for me personally, they have gotten me in the strongest and best shape of my life. Yes, I do still love some weight training. I'm not going to lie. I think weights do have the place and I enjoy using them, and I'm not shitting on them. But for bang for buck, for weight, ease of use, transportability, the scalability with them, and the fact that the footprint they take up and to set up is seconds, they are just unparalleled in my own personal opinion in terms of a piece of kit. So this was just a bit of a reintroduction because, again, I do geek out on them. I think they are incredibly underrated and underutilized by people. There's not much people really showing off or using them in the main sphere of social media for how good I think they are and the recognition they deserve. And they're not only reserved for beginners, and nor are they only reserved for advanced. That's the wonderful thing. They are that full spectrum. You can start as easy on them as you want to, and you can take them to as advanced as you like. For example, front levers, iron crosses, Victorians on rings, planches. That's not easy. That is like god tier level strength for like the Olympic ring gymnasts you see doing it. You can't knock it, and you can't say it's easy, because if it was easy, everyone would do it, and everybody doesn't do it. In terms of buying them, that's a gym that you can buy, and they'll be good for life. For me personally, I know that they'll see me they'll outlast me more than likely. So if I were to give anyone a bit of advice in terms of the strength conditioning sphere, is don't look down on them if it's purely because you're not sure what to do with them or how to use them. There are so many resources out there online for exercises, or if you've got any questions, you can drop them in the comments below of this video, because I'm going to hopefully be doing more content orientated around setting up and using and training on the gymnastics rings. They've worked phenomenal for me, and I've used them with clients who've gone on to order a set and they've done nothing but sing their praises as well. In my own personal opinion, they are just a massively underrated piece of kit for getting very strong, very functional, for a very affordable price. And I will be using them for as long as I breathe air on this earth and have blood in my veins. They're going to be a staple in most of my workouts, particularly they're going to be strength or resistance training based, so to say. Yeah, that just covers it. Didn't want to go into mass waffling on. Apologies if I have. And hopefully check you out and see you on the next video. If you haven't liked, followed and subscribed yet, please do. If you've got any questions, drop in the comments. And stay tuned for the next episode of whatever we'll be covering. Sweet. Bosh.